Start talking and then we know what to do.
Hello, folks. Welcome, everybody. Rick Berube here with Facebook Live on this Thursday morning, and we have two incredible guests today, Sandra Allan and Rebecca Murphy from the North Scottsdale office. As a matter of fact, they are right there in their conference room with that wonderful glass wall. Good morning, ladies.
Thank you for having us.
Woo! It's always fun right before trying to get everything squared away, and then all of a sudden, boom. And I just want you to know the studio audience loves you. Can you hear that?
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, listen, you know what? I asked your two wonderful managers, Phil and obviously Shirley, about interviewing, and they said, you have to do it with Rebecca and Sandra. And I said, okay, let's do it. By the way, Rebecca, long time no see in an airport.
Exactly.
I used to see you in the airport all the time. I miss airports. I never thought I'd say that, but I do.
I think
all right.
But
anyway, folks. So let's get into this, because last year you guys had an awesome year, right? The two of you combined did over 20 million. And it appears though this year you're actually already at or exceeding that with your pendings, is what I'm told. Is that correct?
Yeah. Yes.
Holy guacamole! That is awesome. And rumor also has it. Paul's running the sound effects. Rumor also has it that you guys double-ended an $8.5 million property that closed recently. Wow.
Wow, the rumor is true.
I love when the rumors are true. All right. Well, hey, say hi to everybody. Introduce yourself. Tell us each a little about, because, remember you're talking to people from Nevada, Arizona, and California, so not all of them know you. So why don't we start with you, Sandra? Tell us a little about yourself, how long you've been doing this, and all that good stuff.
So I've been an associate broker now for, I can't believe this, 17 years. I started out in Vail, Colorado. So I'm used to doing high-end second homes. And I moved to Scottsdale full-time in 2014 and decided that I needed to get my license here. So I've been now full-time in Scottsdale for 6 years. It's been a lot of fun.
Okay.
Becca and I partnered up about 5 years ago, and we've been even having more fun together.
That's great. So go ahead, Rebecca. Tell us a little about yourself, too. Thanks, Sandra.
I got a second home in Scottsdale in 2008, and I came here permanently after I retired from an education career in 2014. Got a license in 2015, and oddly enough, I had always planned that real estate would be my second career. So I spent my whole other career kind of planning for, how I would do this, and then felt really excited to, make this my second career with a lot of planning. And as Sandra said, we met, at the very beginning. So it's been a very good ride so far, yep. And with a lot more to come.
I remember when you guys got together, you had just taken my Success Series, Rebecca, and then we were talking, and then you guys teamed up, and then it's been nothing but success ever since. So great job.
Well, I think when you're in the high-end market, you really need somebody to partner with, because you are not putting lock boxes on homes.
Right. Yeah, because you have to physically go, especially $8.5 million home. It's tough to say, oh, yeah, okay, here's the code. Go ahead.
Well, actually, we got that home under contract before it even came to market while it was still in the construction phase. And wow. We brought that home through from the construction, phase to the finish. So there was never a lockbox involved, and it wasn't even on the MLS. In this market, you have to know your inventory.
Which is such a great point, especially with inventory getting tight. Would you guys agree? I mean, it's getting crazy.
It Absolutely. Is insane.
You guys have already done what you did last year, and you have, I'm sure, a few pending, and you have 3.5 months left to close business. You got to be excited about that.
Yes, Absolutely. We have a lot of things coming down the pike, yes. So we are very excited.
All right, cool. Well, it's so good to see, too. You guys are such wonderful people. It's great to see when you're doing business and smiling. I mean, I tell people all the time, this business is a blast when you're closing deals. Right?
For everybody but our husbands who don't see us anymore.
But at least you can take them out to dinner. Whoa, not yet. Well, actually in Arizona you can. So there you go. You can do it in Nevada now too. I think California is the only one. But I hear that if you know people, you can have your hair done in California, in San Francisco. I heard that on the news last night. My wife Tina hates when I say that.
Our clients just came out from California and were under contract with a home here. And the first thing she did was set up an appointment to get her hair done.
Ha 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 ha. Yeah, I don't have to worry about that anymore. All right. So let's get into it. Let's talk about how you guys, I mean, that's a lot of business. So how are you guys doing it? How are you actually, like, how do you get your appointments? How do you find your clients? All that good stuff.
I think we just have a real relationship business, Rick. I think that, we ask everybody for business, and we make sure that, early on in conversations with anybody we meet, we can organically work in that we are real estate agents, that we do business, that, we can drop a fact about their neighborhood or the area or something like that. And then I think you just keep trying to cultivate it.
That's great.
Yes, a lot of our business, our clients are already turning over. We've had several clients buy 2 or 3 homes from us, and we've only been in business 5 years. So when you deliver the results you deserve, which is our logo, our tagline, they come back to you. So you just make sure when you're working, you work as hard as you can to make sure you get this deal right and your clients are happy, and then your business grows.
Right. Awesome. Love it.
So the other thing I think about is we started in 2015, and both of us, neither of us had lived here. So we didn't come in with any, ready-made farm really to work with. Although I had a home here since 2008, she had a second home here. We really didn't have, we really had built up the relationships to do it. And so, I think, one of the other things that really works is look for, people who have common experiences to you. For me, it was, I did a lot of business with my former hometown, and I didn't think that would be successful. Shirley told me to really try to work with that avenue. And oddly enough, I've had some success with it. And
the standing joke is anybody left in Kansas City?
I know, right?
I can't believe how many people are here from Kansas.
Yeah. And she's a Royals fan too.
There you go. And then I'm really affiliated with the University of Kansas. We have quite a basketball following here on games, and we go to Chiefs games and different things like that. But, then I think we got into our neighborhoods and did a lot of open houses to meet people. And
I was able to parlay a couple of relationships from Vail, which also helped and, started our business growing here.
Yeah. Yeah, that Shirley and Phil, they kind of, they've been around the campus. They kind of know what they're doing, which is really great. Two great people to have as your managers too.
Oh, we couldn't agree more.
Absolutely.
Yep. And they're both, and kind of like you guys, which is going to be my next question. Phil has his strengths and Shirley has hers, and together, they work really well. So you guys must obviously have that same type of relationship. So in the relationships where it's, the results you deserve, I love that. What would you say is, like, Sandra, what's your strength as far as the partnership goes?
Oh, I think we share a lot of the same strengths, but I have to say one of my strongest strengths is vision, that I can move into a house, I can look at a house, and I can see what we can do to bring it up to the next level to market it.
Nice. So the staging and suggestions and do this and do that.
Moving walls. Actually, we have a new listing coming up. We started out talking to our clients about doing 1 or 2 things. They love what they delivered. We're now into a full on-board demo. They should easily make double their investment on it.
Cool. That's funny because Ivan Shear, one of our high-end guys here, or I should say the high-end guy in Las Vegas, he does the same thing. Mm-hmm. And when you go into somebody's home and you kind of, and you take over like that and tell them, here's what we need to do, I think people in that price range, that's what they're paying for.
Right.
Yeah, and we have now a list of homes that we've been the third agent on. One recently we sold that was on the market for over 500 days with a review from our client that says, we were skeptical at first, but
500 days, that's almost 2 years.
Exactly.
Yes, and it was sold in what, 55 days, Rebecca?
Closed in 55
Yeah,
days.
closed,
So,
yes.
right.
In 10% the time. Good job. All right, Rebecca, how about you? I love that, Sandra. Thank you. How about you, Rebecca?
I think one of the things that Sandra played to, the fact that we have a lot of similar strengths is really good. But I think what we did a lot of work when we decided to embark together in a partnership. And we are a little unique because we still operate really as two independent agents. And but we looked at, what makes a good partnership. So when you talk about strengths, I think our strengths are similar. But here's the deal. We both work exactly as hard as each other. When the job looks done and done right to a standard that we both agree on, it's exactly the same thing. But we come to how we do our business, and we have different personalities and different styles. And I think we allow each other the latitude to do it within our own comfort zone. So we support each other. And in the end, it looks the same. And so, I've looked around and thought, hey, if I didn't partner with Sandra, who else would you want to partner with? Or would there be somebody that you want to bring in as a third? But I think that's a cornerstone piece that we have that makes our partnership work. And when I watch people's, teams have problems or people split up, I think that's probably one of the shortcomings, is not letting everybody achieve their best, support each other 100%. We don't have we don't care who gets it done, as long as it, gets done. We don't have any internal competitions, between ourselves. We just want to meet our clients' needs the best that we can. And we always bring to the table whatever our client needs to make that happen.
And I think it's so nice to have the confidence that if I can't be there, I know my partner can step in and deliver the same service that I deliver, and it goes both ways. We are interchangeable, and that's, I think, what makes our relationship so special.
Yeah, I think that's great. I love how you guys run individually, but team up on most of it, if not all your business. That's a great idea, because it does keep it, sharp, and you guys definitely have to equally contribute to the situation, which I know you do. You're both hard workers. Working hard is not the issue with you two, that's for sure.
But we are, just to clarify, we are 50-50 on everything we do, no matter who brings, the business to the table, and then 50-50 on everything, that we market. So
yeah, and that makes it very easy for our clients to know we are all in. There is, as we like to say, only the A team.
Yep, and you only have A players, the two of you, which is great. You're not going to pass them off onto a buyer agent or anything like that. So great job. I love it. All right. So is there anything else that you think they should know about how you run your business or how you get business? I mean, let's face it, because it's getting tight. Inventory is getting tight. Even in your price range, it's getting tighter, isn't it?
Oh, I've been in the Cactus Corridor for the last week. My client had a loan. We were beat out of 3 properties with cash. Yesterday, a property came on. Finally, I went with the wife, and the husband was at work. I said, you need to see this one. He left his job to come see this house at lunchtime because he knew the market. We went in $50,000 over asking price with a short close, and we got the deal done last night.
Nice job. 50,000
over asking price. This market we're in.
I know. I mean, I'm hearing people you go 50,000 over asking, eliminating appraisals and inspection clauses and all that good stuff too, just to make sure they get the property today.
We're on another deal that we lost. We had an escalation clause in, and we still had too many contingencies. And the listing agent said, I'm sorry, we're not giving you a chance to respond. We're sending out multiple offers to 5 other buyers. Yes, it's unbelievable right now. So my advice to everybody is start looking, driving neighborhoods, seeing if you see any signs going up, any dumpsters in front, any new builds. You just really have to be out there looking.
So true. So true. And let me tell you something too. I think, okay, I'm breaking out my crystal ball now. I think that, Scottsdale area, North Scottsdale, that whole area. I remember the first time I went there, I was like, wow, it is like what, 6.5 years ago, that first time I went there. I thought this is absolutely beautiful. And now with all, let's face it, most of your buyers come from California with their cost of living and taxes and especially some other goodies going on. I think the people leaving, coming to your area, making it, what is it? I think when they unleash the numbers, Phoenix is going to be the number 4 city in the country, 4th largest. I think you're going to see that the inventory getting tight has just begun. I think you're going to see it get even tighter. That's why it's so important. I'm telling agents right now to make sure you have, you're taking listings and you have listings in your pipeline because, what you just said, when you have 5, 6, 12 offers on a property and it's your listing, you love it. When you're one of 12 on somebody else's, you don't. So it's always better to be on the listing side of the equation. Would you agree?
Yes. And surprisingly enough, I just heard from another agent. Their client went $50,000 over asking price in Terra Vita. It's unbelievable out there right now.
But Rick, I think another part of that is that, we've been able to still find business for our clients. And, we are well networked with both the Berkshire Hathaway agents and farming agents in all of the main, communities. And there's a lot of give and get right now. You've got to call people up and say, I've got a client. Here's what we're looking for. Here's our time frame. Let me know when there's, something, coming to market. In fact, with a completely different brokerage, another agent from this office and myself met in front of a house about 2 weeks ago to see it. And it didn't work for my clients, but he's under contract, with that house. And so, if you're sitting around and waiting for these to show up on MLS or waiting for them to do, coming soon, it's really difficult. I mean, you really have to be in the hunt, and then you have to reciprocate by making sure that, when you've got a little, plum coming up, that you're saying to other agents, don't know if you have somebody who's looking in this price point in this neighborhood, but we're going to have something, in a couple of weeks. So I think that reciprocation, leads to the credibility and allows you to be also the agents that people want to do the deal with.
It's just another aspect of doing business in this super tight market, making sure you're networking with fellow brokers.
And I would also like to add, you talk about, how you get business. I think now more than ever, Rick, the franchise that we work for has become really, really important. We've done the top producing masterminds with, all of our 3 different markets. And at first I thought, hey, California is going to be in here. We're going to be doing more deals with California. And we, stay connected with agents that we've met there. But we've had 3 referrals that have come from Vegas, since January. And I didn't think that we would, I thought our areas were similar enough that we wouldn't always do a lot of stuff between Vegas and Scottsdale. But we were wrong. Yeah, absolutely. So again, I think, keeping it within the franchise and servicing all of our different states and our markets has really been an integral part to us growing and sustaining our business.
Totally agree. I think the brand itself really works well with the price range you're in, Berkshire Hathaway. So all that, the referral network, the tri-state area, and traveling to all, I would call us, Mark's companies have really 4 markets. There's where you are, okay, right. That whole Scottsdale, Phoenix area. Then we have the desert of California, which is totally different than even where you are. It really has a whole different feel. And then you have Central Orange County, and then we have Nevada. But even Nevada desert is different than your desert so they are different depending on what you're looking for. So right. I can see that happening, and I think it'll continue. Because let's say I'm in New York and I move to Las Vegas and I decide I want to be but then I decide, well, wait a minute, maybe I like the Phoenix area better. And so I can see a lot of that happening. And we're going to, that's the kind of market we're heading into too, the movement market, the market that doesn't have to move. They just want to move. So we're going to see some of that. And if that happens, appreciation, think about what's going on right now. We got a pandemic going on. We haven't even mentioned that. So good. I'm happy. I'm glad about that because
affected our business at all.
Yeah. But think about this, when that's lifted and all, like some people right now are afraid to do anything. Some people from California, Washington, Oregon. But when that's put into wraps, I think you're going to see a whole bunch of more movement even. So now more than ever, and I'm telling you, and I know you guys know this, but if you ever thought about becoming a listing agent, it is now. Now is the time.
It's true.
So, all right, ladies, really appreciate it. Now let's do this. I always like to ask, you can give 3 of your own, or you can go 1, 2, however you want to do it. But what I'd like, if I'm a brand new agent or if I'm an agent that wants to take it to the next level, what would be the 3 pieces of advice or your best pieces of advice you would give them?
Well, I think the very first piece of advice I'd give is to develop a vendor list. No painters, electricians, plumbers, because clients expect that from you. It's not a matter of just handing them the keys anymore. You need to be able to refer solid contractors to them. The other piece of advice I'd give is resources. Make sure you know all the government resources, being able to pull permits, knowing how to go to accounting and pulling septic tank records. Familiarize yourself with all the assets you can, and just don't stop with monsoon, especially in ours. Go right to the county records because it's not always accurate. Mm-hmm. And then don't be shy about saying you are an agent. Go out and get the business.
Don't be a secret agent. I love it.
Be a secret agent.
Yes. I tell agents that all the time. I love when new people tell me, well, I don't want to be too salesy. That always cracks me up. Yeah. What do you want to be, non-salesy? It doesn't even make sense. You're a salesperson.
It doesn't.
I didn't say be obnoxious. I said act like a salesperson, because when it comes down to it, they hire a salesperson to sell their home.
Yes. If you don't ask for the business, you are not going to get it.
Yeah, exactly right. Love it. Thanks, Sandra. Okay, Rebecca, how about you? You got to give 3 now because Sandra did too.
I know, she did it. I think that one of the things that was really important too, so when Sandra and I started out, and you go to all the training and you talked about it too. And, I think, the first thing was put on the red X and go, make 1 million calls. But our vision was a little bit different. We really had a long game. We wanted to establish ourselves as really consistent agents, and we intended it to be very successful and to do it for a long period of time. So the very first year, as a brand new agent, and even before, probably 6 months before I met Sandra, I came in the office every day and I sat in the bullpen. And I look back, I'm not quite sure what I did. I shuffled a lot of papers and, stuff like that. And you try to learn your different systems. But I just really tried to observe a lot of top agents. And I tried to look at seeing what they did and how they got business and, what their signature items were. And I think what's really important in this business is to understand that there's a whole lot of ways to achieve success. And I think that you have to find the authentic way that you can get business that works the best for you, and the types of clients that you can reach out to, that you have the greatest degree of credibility, that you can establish yourself as the trusted professional. So, to me, you don't have to reinvent the wheel. And I don't think anybody's program in its pure form is the best. I like to kind of take a little bit of the highlights of a bunch of different systems and figure out how I can authentically make them mine. So my second thing would be that, then Sandra and I really spent a year and we said, okay, we're going to do Allan and Murphy. We're going to name it after ourselves. So we're going to call ourselves Allan and Murphy, and we're going to establish our brand. And what does our brand look like? And, at the end, what does the customer experience look like that's going to be really good? It's going to work really well. And, we started out thinking, certain things were going to be important to our clients. And the more that we stopped and we listened more and we figured out where we resonated, or we started receiving testimonials and our clients were telling us what the most successful part of their experience was with us, and it may not have been what we thought they were, looking for, is we just kept massaging and crafting and paying attention. And then eventually I think we came up with, kind of our systems that were going to work, that were going to be, our trademark. And then I think the third thing that I could say is, you can't get really comfortable in this business. 4 years ago, we were looking at how people got business, and, a high percentage of it was coming off the web. Well, I don't know that leads are driven off the web as, much as they used to be driven off the web. And, there's certainly still people that want it in print. They get the collections magazine. They want to put, their hands on it. And so I don't think that you can ignore any part of your business. And then on the other hand, we don't waste time on, our clients our demographic for the most part are probably active lifestyle empty nesters. They're coming here as, second homes. So we don't waste time on platforms that right now our clients aren't using. On the other hand, if we figure out 2 years from now that that's the platform our clients are going to, we'll learn it. So I think you do have to be evolving. And I think to stay cutting edge, especially if you're looking for people all over the country, you can't get comfortable with what you're doing. You always have to be willing to learn, grow, and shake it up a little.
Yeah, don't become complacent. Always be learning and growing. And I love the modeling one too. Like Tony Robbins talks about that. You don't, like you said, you don't have to reinvent the wheel. It's right in front of you. So your relationships, all that good stuff, all that together makes you guys as good as you are. So I just want to say thank you very much, Sandra and Rebecca, for taking almost 30 minutes out of your morning this morning and a few minutes before to get organized and on. It's always a little nerve-wracking when you're getting on, isn't it? So thank you very much. I hope you sprint through the finish line this year. And let's face it, sprinting through the finish line this year will even line up next year to be even better for you guys. So look forward to seeing you soon. Thank you very much, ladies. Woo! Go get them.
Appreciate it. Take care.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching.